Okay, we're going to get started in just a moment. Thanks for being here. Okay, hello. Studio Scoop, thanks for coming in. Stick around. We are doing our style workshop. And Kay, if you want to pop over to Poshmark, I'm there too. I'm going to get our show details ready here on Poshmark. So if you feel more comfortable going there, we'll be there too. I tend to pay attention more to Poshmark only because I'm more comfortable with it, but we'll see what happens here. Hey there, welcome in. We're going to get started in just a moment. We are doing our style workshop today, so just getting our show details here and our poll, so if people pop in, they know exactly what to expect, and then we'll go over those show details too together. But we are doing the style workshop to start, so for the first hour, we'll be focusing on discovering your personal style, and then the second hour and a half or so we'll be doing our live show. And there are some perks to being in this style workshop, because you'll get 40% off anything you like during the workshop time. So we're going to talk about that here in just a second. Okay. One more. I really wish, and I know I say this a lot, I really wish Poshmark would allow us to create our polls before our show starts. It's a little nerve-wracking to try to do it all here. Okay, here are the show details. So if you're on the Poshmark end, go ahead and click the poll so you can see everything that we have in store for today. And if you are live on Instagram, welcome. I will be focusing more on Poshmark, but I'm going to try because we have a little bit of a different setup today with the type of workshop that we're doing. So I'm hoping to be able to see Instagram just as much as I can see Poshmark here. This is my, real quickly, if you're on the Poshmark end, this is my live show listing. This is a listing that notifies you when I go live for live shopping in Poshmark. That's always at the top of my tray and the top of my closet. The listing underneath of it, which is this listing here, allows me to personally tag you into a show if I get to know your style some, or we're having a good conversation around something I think you might like, or if I just want some company, I might invite you in if you've liked this live show tag listing. And then this is my style workshop listing. So I try only to pull this up the week that I'm going live with the style workshop. So if you like this one, you'll be notified of that week of, you'll kind of see it pop up, and then the day of. So we're going to kind of keep this posted here so you can like that if you are interested at all. So welcome in. My name is Robin. I am the owner and curator of Revamp Columbus here in Columbus, Ohio. I'm a personal stylist here in Columbus, and I do all my styling through sustainable fashion. So the inventory that you see in Revamp's Posh Closet, or that you'll see during our live show today, has been sourced through local thrift stores, consignment shops, and then clients who have really great taste who want to do a closet cleanse, and I give them payouts for certain items that I think will resell in Revamp's inventory. If you have any interest at all during the workshop or after the workshop of the services that Revamp provides, you can go to revampcolumbus.com. All of the services are there. And we'll do a recap of all this at the end. You can also sign up for our quarterly newsletter called Sustainably Fashion if you are interested in being more sustainable in the way you style and through your purchases. You can sign up for that newsletter, or you can always access it on Revamp's website. And then also, if you're not already a part of Instagram or you don't already follow Revamp on Instagram, that's just a good way to stay connected easily through like direct message. But I also post all of our new inventory in the highlights. So if you go there now, you'll see the highlights at the kind of in the middle of the page. And then I have all the inventory. I have it categorized by sizes, but I also have it categorized by what type of items. I try to keep that as updated as possible. So if you see anything there that you like, you can always just send me a direct message and we can work from there. Otherwise, I do a lot of my work, because I also do resale with the inventory that I use to style clients, through Poshmark. So if you don't already have a Poshmark account, that could be something that you consider thinking about after today if you're on the Instagram side. And then if you're here, I appreciate you being here for our style workshop today. It's really exciting because this is a different type of workshop. Usually during our workshop time, I go through different ways you can think about styling for yourself. But today we are going to be focusing on discovering your personal style. So all of my workshops are recorded, just a heads up, and you can access all of those workshops in YouTube. Now I will give you this disclaimer that they have not been edited. So it's just as is. You'll see everything that happens during the workshop and then some fun other things too. Our previous style workshops have been tonal looks, have been wardrobe staples, closet cleanses or organizing your closet to make it easier for dressing in the morning. And then we did one on proportions. So thinking about thirds when it comes to styling your specific body type. And then our last one was the rule of 3 when it comes to outfit formulas. That one actually I'll probably upload today. And then this one will also be uploaded to YouTube. So if you just search Revamp Columbus, you should have access to all those. So your participation, and there's only 5 of you in here on the Poshmark end, your participation, if you stick around during the show, if you go to Revamp Columbus's Posh Closet by clicking the handle here at the top, you'll see everything that we have in our inventory that's not listed. That's everything that's listed. I do have a bunch of unlisted items, but if you like any of those items during the show, I will run those items for 40% off, but it has to be during this first hour of the show. Now I am going to be doing a lot of talking, so you'll have plenty of time to like shrink the screen, go to Revamp's Posh Closet and take a look. There's no pressure. Even if you like an item, I'm going to run it anyways for 40% off. And somebody else might try to snag it too. So just keep that in mind. That's a little perk for being here. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, our workshop today is around discovering your personal style. So I want you to think about how would you describe your own personal style? And if you're here on the Poshmark end, go ahead and drop a comment. Or if you're here on Instagram, go ahead and drop a comment on how would you describe your personal style. And I'm going to give you a minute to do that. I'm going to invite some Poshers in that I know are interested in, hey, welcome in. We are doing our style workshop and I asked the audience to think about ways that you would describe your personal style. And if you don't feel comfortable commenting, you can just do the thinking on your side, okay? I also ask that you have like some kind of notebook out in front of you or you have your notes open on your phone. That way you can take notes of this Discovering Your Personal Style workshop and have it along with you. And I will get more to that, why I say that here in a moment. So let's see if I can get some Poshers in here to join us. So here we go. You should be thinking about how would you describe your personal style. And it looks like one Posher, thank you, Kitch Catch, for being here, says they're all over the place with their personal style, which is very common when it comes to working with clients. And that is one of the reasons why we are doing our workshop today. So you're not the only one. Thank you for participating. Again, and welcome in. My name is Robin. I don't think we've met before, so I appreciate you coming by. Hopefully you can stick around for the next hour. Hopefully you can like anything in Revamp's Posh Closet so you can get 40% off today as a perk for being in the workshop. We're going to go ahead and invite a couple of groups in and then we'll continue. Get those out of the way for us. All right, so being a personal stylist, I run into a lot of clients who say they are all over the place with their personal style. A lot of them say that they have a ton of clothes and they have nothing at all to wear. If that is you, give me hard eyes here on Poshmark or drop a comment here, either to Instagram or Poshmark. If you are someone that has a closet full of items but you have absolutely nothing to wear, you can say me. Another thing that a lot of clients say is that they buy things that are on trend and then when they get it home, they don't like it and they don't end up wearing it. If that's you, go ahead and give me hard eyes or you can drop a comment. Yeah. Hey, Sarah, is that you? Do you buy things that you never wear? Welcome in. I hope you can stick around. Yeah, a lot of my clients do too. So that's the reason why we're doing this workshop today, to maybe help you with that. So I hope you can stick around. 40% off anything in Revamp's Posh Closet if you like it during the workshop time, Sarah. I have those shoes still that you really like, so keep that in mind. No pressure. All right, and then a lot of clients say they have no personal style at all. They might be able, some clients say, oh, I'm this, and this, and this, and this, and this. That's why they have a closet full of things, right? And sometimes when you have too many clothes in your closet, you have a hard time picking out what you're going to wear because there's too much to look at, right? It's a little overwhelming. So Sarah says, my problem is I buy things knowing good and well that I work from home and I live in joggers. So you have like this aspiration to, you know, dress up and wear the things that you're buying that are outside of those joggers. But your reality is that you work from home, and that is part of your lifestyle. So when I work with clients, one of the bigger things that we spend time talking about is their lifestyle at that point. And, you know, your lifestyle can change throughout the years. So it's always important to kind of reassess that. So which of these do you relate to the most? So you have a ton of clothes in your closet, nothing to wear. You end up buying things that are on trend but never wear them, and so they stay in your closet. Maybe they're new with tags, or that you feel like you just have no personal style at all. It's a mental health thing, dressing up out of joggers, right? Yeah, I get that. Yeah, when you're running errands, you just want to be comfy, right? But maybe if you work from home, it's an opportunity for you to wear some things that are in your closet, which I understand completely. And I know some of us, like, we have events where we like go to church and we're around, you know, other groups of people. Maybe we, you know, go out to dinner with our friends or, you know, our spouse. And then, you know, just having feeling like you have no personal style is always a pain point for clients. So that's what we're here for today. So my job, or Revamp's job as a personal stylist, this is how I approach clients and I approach my services that we provide, is that it's not my job to tell you what to wear. Okay, that is your personal style, right? I can help you discover your personal style, and I can help you find things that fit that style, but it's not my job to tell you what to wear. It is to help you wear things that make you feel really good. And we're going to talk about how that can happen, okay? So get your notebook out if you don't already have your notebook, because you are getting like inside scoop. We'll talk more about that here in a moment. I do buy things and I think look great in the store, but then I get home, yes. Okay, so you might kind of relate to all these Kitsch Cats, right? You might relate to all three of these things, or could be more. I know that each client that I work with, there's always something different and new that we have to tackle. That's not necessarily true for other clients. So I appreciate you sharing and participating here. So I have a teaching background. I spent 21 years of my professional career teaching mostly second grade. And a year and a half ago, I guess it was, I decided, actually 2.5 years ago, I decided that I wanted to resign from teaching. A year after that, so a year and a half ago, I actually did resign. So I've been doing Revamp full time for a year and a half, but Revamp has been a part of my life for about 5 years. I started here on Poshmark just reselling my own clothes, and then just got the itch to continue, and then, you know, I started sourcing, and then live shows happened, and I started doing live shows, and it just became like a really great outlet for me outside of teaching. So I was doing it like outside my teaching time. And, you know, I got to a point in that career where I felt like I needed to do something new, like I just knew it in my heart, and this was something I was very passionate about. Now, when it came along with the resale part, I was like, how can I continue to work with people? Because I love like that live show kind of interaction. How can I continue to work with people? And that's when I came up with the styling services. So, just a little bit of my background and where we're kind of going with today's conversation. That teaching background, after working with clients, you know, for over a year, I have come to understand that not knowing your personal style is a huge part of kind of the issues of how we shop and the kind of pain points in shopping. So I thought, well, I have worked with clients helping them to discover their personal style, but I thought, well, what can I offer that they could do on their own? So we don't necessarily have to have, you know, the one-on-one styling services. You could take this course, learn what your personal style is, go on your own, or come back to me when you want help finding those pieces. So I've developed a personal styling course. You're getting sneak peeks on each thing that happens in the 6-week course. So that's why I asked you to take notes, okay? Of course, the course is available for you, and we'll talk about where you can find that and how we can do that later on in the workshop. So helping clients work through honing in on their own unique aesthetic is part of the reason why I do this Discovering Your Personal Styling course, because if you do not know your personal style, you are just randomly buying things that you think might look good or make you feel good, and then you come to find out that you don't end up wearing those things. So how can we solve that problem? Discovering what your personal style is and really, really knowing what that is, you're not going to end up buying things just because they're trendy, right? And I think that's part of the issue. Not that you can't be trendy. I love that, actually. It's just trends change so much that you're constantly buying, and that's not necessarily sustainable, right? It's not good for our environment. It's not good for your wallet. And it's not good if pieces just sit in your closet and you don't end up wearing them. So I'm hoping to give you some kind of insight on how you can maybe avoid those issues. So there's this self-guided course that I'm talking about, and it's been developed because of clients and their needs. Right now it's in its beginning stages, so it's basically paper pencil. I have PDFs. I have a whole thought process on how you kind of tackle the course. It is being developed online currently, so soon enough it's going to be available, so you can just purchase it online and do it as a self-guided course. But I've recently held a cohort of women who wanted to do the styling course together and help kind of me pilot the course. So they're taking the course right now. Actually, we end this coming week, and so we'll do our final Zoom call. And that's when we'll kind of discuss what they've discovered about their personal style, but also so they can give me feedback on the course, things that worked really well and some things that maybe could be changed to help, further clients who might take the course. So if you are interested at all to be a part of the next cohort, which I was hoping to start mid-October, but it looks like I have a small group that might be starting at the beginning of November, we could either start one cohort in mid-October with a small group of you, or I could add you possibly to that November group. So you can give me shoot an email to me at revampcolumbus.com or gmail.com, revampcolumbus@gmail.com. Let me know that you might be you might be interested in the cohort, or this next cohort. Or if you want to do the personal styling course on your own, we'll talk about that. You can also sign up or show your interest by going to Instagram and then going to the Linktree link within the bio. And then there is a link to a form that you can fill out for Discovering Your Personal Style course. So you can either do it on your own, or we can create a cohort. So just keep that in mind. Are you ready to start talking about what the course involves? You have your notebook out. Are you ready for this on your end? Because you're getting a sneak peek. Again, let me go over the show details just so everybody knows, especially if you're just popping in on the Poshmark world. We are doing our first hour, and we started at 11, doing our style workshop, which is around discovering your personal style. And then at 12, or around 12, I plan to do our live show, where we'll be doing our auctions for items within Revamp's inventory. If you are in the show right now, you get 40% off anything that you like in Revamp's Posh Closet. You just have to physically like it, and then we will run it for 40% off. So as I'm chit-chatting, as I'm going along, go ahead and take a look in Revamp's Posh Closet. Like anything you want me to run for 40% off, there is no pressure at all to purchase it, because what I'll do is I'm just going to throw it in the tray, and we're going to run it for 40% off, and whoever wants it, wants it. Not a big deal, right? So easy. And then stick around, because we have a whole bunch of unlisted items that you could possibly add to your bundle once you get started. Along with that, we are giving away a style profile consult, a free one. It's a 60-minute consult from Revamp Columbus. It's worth $100 value. If you have purchased in the month of September, you have been added into this giveaway. But I thought maybe, and you guys can let me know if you want to do this or not, I thought maybe we could take today's purchases and also include them into this givey, and then do it at the end of the live clothing show. What do you guys think? So, because some of my poshers who have purchased this month aren't in here right now yet. So you let me know what you want to do, and maybe we can talk about that when we get done with our style workshop. You were staring at it. Okay, those shoes, those gray Steve Maddens are still available, lady. And I actually have them right here. I'd also love to show you at the end of today's workshop, I'd love to show you Revamp's new space in entirety. This is just one portion of it. My clothing rack is usually here, and I have Riva set up. So I kind of removed all that for this portion. All right, are you ready? So week 1 of our Discovering Your Personal Style course, get your notebook out, get your notes out, is about the importance of the work that you're doing. So why did you sign up, or why will you possibly sign up to do the course? Okay, what are some of your pain points or issues that you're having within your own wardrobe or your own styling? What are some goals that you have? At the end of the course, what do you want to be able to say? What do you want to be able to do on your own? So week 1 is all about just thinking about the importance, because if you don't know why you're doing it, I'm not sure that the focus for the course is going to be there for you to sustain doing the work for the 6 weeks. Now, it is a 6-week course, and since it's self-guided, you can take as long as you want. My cohorts, I actually spread it out over 12 weeks to give everybody a chance to do it. So you can decide how long you want to do the course for, but in order to complete the course, you really need to think about your goals. Because if you don't have goals set, I'm not sure that you're going to be motivated to work to the end, okay? And again, I call it work, but it's actually a ton of fun because you're working on your wardrobe. Any questions about week 1? So setting goals. What are some goals that you're already coming up with in your head? What are some things that you want to be able to do by the end of the course? Now remember, it is called a Discovering Your Personal Style course. So hopefully to fit in things that don't fit right now. Oh, I got you. Okay. So some of that is, and we're going to talk about that here in a moment, some of that is making sure that it's comfortable, right, Sarah? That's part of one of the things that I make sure clients really understand when they go through their wardrobe. Finding a style that would be great. I'm all over the place. Great. RFD, there's another posturer who mentioned that same thing. That is a very common thing that clients come to me with. And that's why I created the Discovering Your Personal Style course. So you're not out there randomly buying things that aren't going to work for you or that you're not going to wear. And I have to tell you, I went through this entire course on my own, of course, to make sure that it really gives you what you're paying for. And I have no problems getting dressed. Everything in my wardrobe I'm going to wear because I love it, right? There's actually 3 rules that I like to consider, and that's part of where we're going to go to next in week 2. So week 2 is all about assessing your current wardrobe. So tell me a little bit about, hey Koon, I see you out there. I hope you can stick around. We're doing Discovering Your Personal Style, and this works for gentlemen as well. So, all right, very professional job, so I have no idea what to do with real world clothes. Okay, so you have like your work clothes, and then you have your other section of clothes, maybe for going out, running errands, going to events, things like that. Sarah says, I feel like I gave up trends a long time ago. I just wear what's comfortable. I make sure clothes don't wear me, and I wear them, if that makes sense. That does make sense, Sarah. So week 2 is all about assessing your current wardrobe. You might even go to your wardrobe right now if you can. Like, go walk in your closet. What does it look like? How would you describe it? Is it organized? Because if it's not organized, that's probably step 1. Make sure you can see everything. So one of the services that I provide is going into closets and helping with organization. Now this actually ends up being a ton of work because we go through each piece, and that's going to be part of week 3. So actually week 2. So tell me about your current wardrobe. My closet is organized by color. I love that. Drawers organized by pieces. Perfect. I organize my wardrobe by color, everything that's hanging, but I also organize my things that are hanging based on what type of clothing they are. So I have all my shirts in one section, I have all my pants in one section, I have all my skirts in one section, all my shoes are very visible, all my accessories are very visible, and I have a very small closet. It's not a huge space, but that's kind of number 1. So once your closet is organized, and again, that's a lot of work and it can be exhausting, week 2 is about going through every single piece in your wardrobe. Now I have 3 rules or 3 things to consider when you go through your personal wardrobe. And the first 2 are things that you can do right now. So go through each, and I know Sarah's already kind of spoke along this, and it's so important. Go through each piece and try it on. If it is uncomfortable in any way at all, you probably are not going to wear it because you're not going to be comfortable in it. Or when you're wearing it, you're not going to feel your best. So you don't have to get rid of these items that we're talking about here. If it's not comfortable, you don't have to get rid of it completely. But maybe put it in a different area, a different space, so it's out of the wardrobe that you want to look at every day. So Sarah, those items that aren't fitting you right now, that aren't comfortable, go ahead and get them out of the space of your wardrobe, okay? I put them up and they add it. Perfect. Sarah says, I do have all my jeans and pants in one section. Perfect. You're very organized. I love that, Sarah. Which is number one. So going through each piece to make sure it's comfortable, because if it's not comfortable, one, you're not going to feel your best wearing it, and you probably won't wear it. So I did this work myself. Everything I have in my wardrobe right now, I'm very comfortable in, and I feel really good in it because I'm very comfortable. I have a texture thing, so if something like doesn't feel good on my skin, that makes me uncomfortable. If I am tugging at pieces because they're not sitting right on my body, and I do have to alter some of my pieces because of my one arm situation. So if it's not sitting on my body correctly, for example, I cannot wear layers very well because it's not comfortable. So I just avoid it at all costs. But I will get rid of those items, or at least put them away for now, and then maybe kind of reintroduce them. I still do that within my wardrobe. So for example, the outfit that I'm wearing today, if at all it wasn't comfortable, like if the skirt was too tight or something was bothering me about my top, I would probably remove it because I don't want to wear something that's not comfortable. Okay, so that's one of the things that I want you to consider when going through each piece. And this is all week 2. That's a lot of work, right? Also, while you're doing that, while you have that piece on, does it make you feel confident? If you're not comfortable in it, you're definitely not going to be confident, right? Because you're going to not be comfortable the whole time and thinking about how it's bothering you, right? But does it also make you feel really good? Does it flatter your figure? Do you feel your best? And I always say that you should feel at least 80% confident in the pieces that you're wearing. So those are the 2 things that I want you to think about during week 2 when you're assessing your own wardrobe. Not that you have to get rid of the things that are uncomfortable or don't make you feel confident right now. Just consider removing them from your wardrobe so they're not a distraction. Yeah, come right back. Can I add a 3? Yes, because I have a 3rd one, but it's all about knowing what your personal style is. So what's your 3rd, Sarah? 3rd from Revamp is that, does it fit your personal style? And 4? Okay, add a 4th one, Sarah. Does it reflect your personal style? And that's what we're here for today, is discovering our personal style. Or giving you tips on how to do that on your end. And these are all things that are provided in the personal styling course. Hey there on Instagram, and if you have anything to add to the conversation, please just drop a comment. I'm going to try to keep track of both. I'm here on Poshmark too. Sarah, what's your 4th? We're waiting. She said she had to run to the mailbox for her Posh order. Sarah, you open that order and you try that on and you tell me if it's comfortable, does it make you feel confident, and does it reflect your personal styling or style? She says anything but 7. If you rate each piece and it's a 6 or under. Oh, okay, that's kind of like the 80%. Yeah, 8 through 10 I keep, yes. Okay, I think that's number 2. So comfortable and confident, 80%. No, perfect. One of the things that helps me along the way is to ask myself, would you buy this item again? Ooh, that's a good one. Cindy, thank you for being here. I love it. I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully you can stick around, and I love the participation, so keep it up. I was in the zone. Oh, no. Yeah, but that's the same thing, Sarah, right? Is that we feel at least 80% confident in it. Or I guess you can consider the comfortability too. I would say you need to be 100% comfortable in your outfit or your clothes. Okay, are we done? Yes, we are double streaming, Maria. Hi there. So I do Instagram Live for folks that don't do Poshmark for these workshops, but also because it's live, it records, Maria. And so I can upload it to YouTube without any editing, because I don't edit. I just throw it up the way it is. Yeah. So we're doing discovering your personal styling. And we're on week 2. So if anybody wants me to go back real quickly, I can go back and review week 1 and week 2, because we're going to move on to week 3. Now I'm going to get Posh order. It's just a Christmas zipper pouch. Nothing you can try on. Sarah's already shopping for Christmas items or holiday items. Sarah, I love how on top of it you are. Good for you. All right, so week 3, and this is a fun week. Not that week 1 and week 2 were not, necessarily fun things to do. It does take time, and it does consider some work and effort on your end. So week 1 was setting goals. Week 2 is assessing your own wardrobe, trying on each piece, making sure it's comfortable and you feel confident in it. My third thing to consider is, does it reflect your personal style? And that's what you're learning, or you will be learning through the course if you end up taking it. Or if you try to do these little things now, you're getting like a sneak peek. It's kind of like for free. We'll talk about the course here in a bit. So week 4 is finding inspiration. Week 3 is finding inspiration. So create a inspo board. Yes, never too late, right? Especially if you can get great deals for holiday shopping. I agree. Where do you find your inspiration for style? So think about who, and I want you guys to participate here. And I can share mine too. Whose style do you admire? And it can be people in your everyday life. It can be people that you see like in the world, maybe celebrities or other folks that you see. Who would you say style that you really admire? Because if you admire their style, there's something probably about how and what they wear, how they wear and what they wear, that you would like to do on your own. I have to look at Pinterest to find outfits, okay? So RFD, can you give me your first name? If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you don't have to. Okay, Rebecca. So Rebecca, is there certain like Pinterest board that you follow because that particular style you love? Because I definitely have one. Actually, it's an Instagram person. I have to look it up because it's been a while since I've been on her Instagram. But there are 2 Instagram people that I like to follow that I get inspiration from. Is there any one specific? Maybe there's someone in your life that you really admire. Not, it's usually just looking at what I have to see if I can match what they have. Okay, well, that's really important too. Reese Witherspoon is a good one. Okay, so mine has always been Jennifer Aniston. I've always loved her style. So she is like my not worldly person. She might be worldly, I don't know. She is my celebrity person. But there are people in my life who I admire. My friend Kendall, who I taught with for 10 years, who lives in Northern Kentucky, still a dear friend of mine. I love her style. And so she's like somebody from my own world that I really am inspired by. So whenever I see her, like if I see her on Facebook or if I see her in real life, I'm always like taking notes in my head. Ooh, I want to try this. Anyone else? So I'm working with a client, actually in my cohort, there's a client specifically, and it just like, it's so true for her. So she's a pretty tall woman, and she's got like some curves to her figure. She tends to dress pretty classic, but with a little bit of like a retro style on the earthy end. So maybe her aesthetic is classic, earthy, and retro. Like those are the 3 adjectives she would use to describe her personal style. And that's what we'll get to. That's what we're honing in on. But through the work that she's done, she's realized, and during week 3, she said that Jamie Lee Curtis was someone that she really admired her style. I'm like, that fits you perfectly. And guess what, Rebecca, my client who's doing the cohort, her name's Rebecca. I know so many Rebeccas through my styling work. It's really funny. It is a great name. It is a great name. I think I'm working with 4. Isn't that crazy? Or I've worked with 4. Not necessarily working with 4 right now at the same time. No, that's not it. That's not it. No, because the Rebecca that I'm talking about, she has really great style. Her lifestyle has changed, so she's trying to think about how she can continue to have that same personal style, even though she's retired. So I love the old money style. Ooh. Okay, do you try to pull that off, Rebecca? And then, Kitch Catch, if you're still here, what do you like about Reese Witherspoon's style? And this is week 3 that we're still in. So you're creating an Insta board. So what I have for you in the style course is created a deck where you can keep all of these like screenshots or snippets of the styles that you like. So I ask that you go do research and you create an inspo board. And in the course, you can fill out a deck or you can make your own like Google deck. And then week 4, you go and you kind of work through that. So maybe you're taking screenshots of Reese Witherspoon and her personal style. maybe you're going onto Instagram or you're going onto Pinterest and you're taking snippets of that old money style. Okay, but you're going to end up narrowing it down. So casual and neutral, love that. Okay, yeah, so Reese Witherspoon, her styling is very casual and natural. I said neutral, natural, I got it. And she has her own line of clothing. I can't remember right off the top of my head what it is, but it seems to be on the feminine side, but definitely classic. Yeah, Draper James. Yes, how would you describe that line of clothing? I've only seen a few pieces. It seems very feminine and kind of like Southern. Have you ever seen My Life with the Walter Boys? No, I have not. Is there somebody there that you're inspired by? Okay, yeah. So maybe, Kitch Cat, you lean toward that a little bit too. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you've done your inspo board, your job is to kind of look, and now we're moving on to week 4. Oh, you're from South Carolina, that makes sense. Southern, I love it. And I love that style on others. That's just not my own personal style, but man, I love that. Oh my gosh. Good for you. Okay, so you're going through week 3 and you found your inspiration. Week 4 is about finding reoccurring elements within that inspo board. What are things that you're seeing over and over and over again? Whether it be from like celebrities or people in your own life or things that you found on Pinterest or Instagram that you screenshot. What are some like elements that you're finding again and again? So think about like silhouettes. You can think about colors, like color palettes that you're seeing over and over again. You can think about the texture of clothes or what kind of fabric do you think those clothes, are made of. You can also think about the styling of the clothes. Like what are those people doing specifically? How are they wearing their pieces? How are they accessorizing their pieces that you love? So think about those people that you were just talking about and that you're just thinking about. What are some things that they over again and again that you see in that styling? Or across those things that I just talked about, what are some recurring things that you're already kind of picturing? So for example, my friend Kendall and Jennifer Aniston and these couple of people that I follow on Instagram, classic is one of the things that I notice. Neutrals is also another thing that I've noticed that I really like. But I also have discovered, and this is my own personal style, through the work that I'm talking about right now, I did myself, is that I like anything with a little bit of femininity. So if it has a little like feminine piece to it, it doesn't have to be overly feminine, just a little bit, whether it be like a lace detail or a little floral pattern or maybe a little eyelet, or anything with a little edge or both. That's my sweet spot. If it has a little bit of femininity and a little bit of an edge, yep, that's my jam. So through that work that I did in week 4, which is trying to find like the patterns and the elements of the inspo boards, like what is it that I like about those things? That's helping me hone in on my personal style and my unique aesthetic. Do you have any questions so far? We're already in week 4 and we have 2 more weeks to go. Are you taking any notes? Because you're getting some free scoop here. Oh, good. I'm so happy, Sarah. Good. Kitch Catch. Thank you so much. And Cindy, thank you. Lolita, I do not know who that is. I'm going to need to take a screenshot though, so I can look that up. Brights and minimalist, perfect. Okay, so those are 2. 3 is my magic number for a lot of things. So like the rule of 3 when it comes to outfit formulas, or the rule of 3 or thirds when it comes to proportions and styling your body based on thirds. The 3 things you should consider when either purchasing new pieces for your wardrobe or when you are doing a closet cleanse. Is it comfortable? Does it make you feel at least 80% confident when you wear it, like you feel good? And does it fit your personal style? So another rule of 3 on this. So through the personal styling course, you're going to be asked to come up with 3 adjectives. Not that it has to be just those 3 adjectives. 3 adjectives to describe your personal style. So Cindy, can you think of one more? I know you're describing one person's like personal style and what you're pulling from it because you like it. So brights, minimalistic style. Is there anything else in that thinking that you're doing that you can add a 3rd one? Sarah says, I feel like I am for not having to adjust my shirt or pants constantly. So that comfortable piece. and a statement piece. Ooh, okay, I love that. And we could talk about, there's a whole workshop on YouTube at Revamp Columbus. If you just search Revamp Columbus in YouTube, on staples, and I kind of go through basic staples and statement pieces and how to determine which is which. But we can go through that now real quickly if you want. Okay, I think we're ready to move on to week 5. And this is the really fun part. And I specifically remember doing this work myself. So this was, I don't know, 2.5 years ago that I kind of went through all of this work myself. And this kind of led me toward like that personal stylist part of Revamped, like going through this course myself. And what I did is I actually found a book at Half Price Books. I had like a gift card or something, and I picked up this book along with like a book for like sewing skirts, which I've never opened. I still haven't. I've never opened. But anyways, I read through the entire book, and I did everything that this author asked me to do. But then the course that I developed is based on my own experiences, and then I took like a styling course online through Yellow Brick, and then developed this course based on my own experiences and my like resources and the things that I've learned. But I specifically remember doing this work in Asheville, North Carolina. So if you have been to my live shows or you follow me on Instagram, you might know that Asheville holds a really great spot in my heart. So our friends own a little house in Asheville, and we visit Asheville a lot. We visited a lot during COVID. That's when they first bought their house, and then we've been there a few times each year since. And of course, when the flood happened, it was super devastating, and things have changed, but they're rebuilding. Anyways, this was before the flood that I did week 5's work. Week 5 of Revamp's course in Asheville, North Carolina. So week 5 is about experimenting with shopping. And I put shopping in quotes because you're not actually purchasing anything. Actually, the rule is you cannot purchase anything. It is just about experimenting. Oh, I know. It's so wonderful. Yeah. So it's so funny, Cindy. I did my experimental shopping. I went to one of the outlets that's really close to Asheville. I can't remember the name of it. And I bopped into 3 different stores. Now I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what they were. I'm pretty sure they're Banana Republic, Loft, and then there was a third one. It might have been like a more spendy one that I would never like go into normally, because all my shopping that I do is sustainable. So I always shop at like thrift stores and consignment shops. 85% of my wardrobe is thrifted or sourced. We have a place right side of Asheville in Marshall. Okay. Oh, wow. Wait, you're in Asheville? Stop it. This is great. I love this. You guys are like Southern. We've got a lot of Southern people in here. And my Kentucky might start coming out. I'm from Northern Kentucky near Cincinnati. And sometimes a little twang comes out, which is funny because I don't have like an accent. But Greg calls it my Erlanger voice. Okay. So experimental shopping is picking 3 stores, maybe 2, if you don't want it to be too overwhelming. But I definitely suggest that you do at least 2 different ones. And you think about those reoccurring elements that you found in your inspo board, and you pick out different pieces to try on. So pick out a few shirts, pick out a few pants, pick out a few dresses, some skirts, maybe pick out some accessories that fit kind of the idea that you're getting about your personal style. So hopefully you're already thinking of some adjectives. You have those adjectives in mind. You're picking pieces that fit those adjectives. Now, remember, you're not shopping. You are just trying on. So just try on anything. Pick out things that you normally maybe wouldn't tend to lean toward. Maybe it has a different silhouette than you're used to, or maybe that the fabric is a little bit different, or maybe it's a really spendy item that you know you would never buy. You're just trying on. So I also encourage you to try to do something outside your comfort zone. Still keeping those things in mind, those adjectives in mind, but pick out something that you normally wouldn't wear, okay? Because in this work that you're doing, you're going to find pieces and things that you love, and then you're going to find pieces that you hate, and that's okay. You are delineating between the two. You are really honing in on like the things that you love and the things that you should avoid in the future, even though you think you might love them. Okay? Oh, that's so awesome. Okay, I'll have to look up. I can't remember where the outlet was. That doesn't sound familiar, but that could be it. Who knows? So I did that work in Asheville, and it was a ton of fun. And one of the things I remember specifically trying on was a top from Loft, and it was definitely in that neutral color palette. So it had like an off-white, and it had like a kind of like a burnt orange color, which is earthy and neutral. But it was the pattern that I had never tried before. So it was a cute little like short sleeve sweater with a crew neckline, and it was like a medium to thicker weight material. And this was kind of like going into fall season, so about this time. And it had this humongous houndstooth pattern on it. So the houndstooth pattern, each color, so it was like that off-white and like rusty orange color or brown color, all like about that big all over. So it was like very patterned, which I tend to stick away from like anything with a ton of pattern. I loved it. I love that top. I love the way it fit. I love the way I felt in it. And I feel like it expressed my personal style because the houndstooth had that edge because of the pattern, right? And I still have like my classic kind of cut to the sweater. Yeah, so I encourage you to, when you do that experimental shopping, stick with things that you know that you're going to like and that follow those adjectives that you already have in mind, but also do a little something outside your comfort zone. I try once a month to do something a little uncomfortable when it comes to my styling. It's still my wardrobe, but I maybe mix things up a little bit differently just to try them out. It's one day, maybe it's even just a few hours of an outfit, right? Not a big deal. You might as well. All right, there's a Tantra out. That's probably the one. I think that's the one, actually. I do remember it being close to the airport because it was about 25-30 minutes from like downtown Asheville. You got it. That's the one that I went to. So I can't remember the other store. I'm pretty sure there was a Banana Republic there in a Loft, and there was another one. I cannot remember what it was. I have my, you know what? I have my notebook with all my notes. I'll show you. So when I did all of this work myself, before I created my personal styling course, and this is something that I used to create the course, I did all my note taking because I'm such a nerd. Oh, look. You guys, even have dates. Hold on, let's see. Because this is one of the things that you end up doing in your style course. Give me just a second. Where is it? Okay. Oh, I think it was Gap. So that's not right. I thought it was more of a bougie. Yep, because you go through your results. So I did Banana Republic. Oh my gosh, I did Old Navy and I did Gap. So I lied about Loft. Oh my gosh, the Dillard's out. I haven't been in Dillard's in a long time. So week 6 is the very last week of the course. So hopefully you're honing in on those adjectives that describe your unique aesthetic when it comes to your own personal style. And week 6 is kind of going back to the beginning, thinking about your goals, but also going back to your wardrobe. You love Loft. I love the petite section at Loft. Those items just like fit me perfectly. When you find a store and you know every item that you try on is going to fit you well, it is hard not to go there, right? And that's the point, right? Find somewhere you love to go so that question is out. You don't have to worry about that. Now you're just looking for something that you look good in. It fits you, right? You know it's going to fit you. Now do you love it because it expresses your personal style? So week 6 is all about that reflecting piece. So thinking about all the work that you've done up to that point and then reassessing your wardrobe. So you're still considering those things that you might have removed before, right? Some of those pieces might come back in, but then you're looking at everything that you thought you were going to keep and does it fit those 3 things, including the personal style? So is it comfortable? Do you feel confident in at least 80%? And then does it reflect your personal style? Now that you have honed in on what that actually is. There's more work in that week 6 when it comes to your wardrobe. And then you might be left with a wardrobe that has gaps. And that's a service that Revamp provides, is helping you fill those gaps. Again, it is not Revamp's job to tell you what to wear. It's to help you find the pieces that fit your personal style and help you wear them in a way that makes you feel your best. Do you guys have any questions? J. Jill used to be that for me, and now their things don't. Yeah. And you know what? It changes. And maybe your lifestyle changes so you don't need things from J. Jill anymore. Maybe you need something more from the Gap or Old Navy, something more casual. Maybe you go to Poshmark and you shop sustainably. Right? I think we're all here for that reason. Okay. Any questions about the personal styling course. So look at your notes that you just took. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try my best. Again, I decided to do this workshop because usually what I do is like an actual styling workshop where we look at clothes and how to style the clothes and what you could do with them differently based on, if they're basics or if they're staples or if they're statement pieces. And if you're interested in any other workshops that Revamp has done, you can go. I knew that was going to come up. You can go to Revamp Columbus at YouTube and you can see all of our styling workshops there. They're unedited. I just throw up the video that's recorded here on Instagram. That's why I record on Instagram without any editing. So you get to see it all in like full force. But yeah, if you're interested in any of that, you can go there. You can also follow Revamp on Instagram. So if you're here, thank you. It's just Revamp Columbus. Everything's so easy, right? RevampColumbus.com, Revamp Columbus on YouTube, Revamp Columbus on Instagram, and then you can email at revampcolumbus@gmail if you have any further questions or you want some styling help. You can also go to revampcolumbus.com. All of our services are there, including, which I mentioned before, our newsletter called Sustainably Styled. If you are interested in being more sustainable in your fashion, you can sign up for that newsletter there. You will only get the newsletter and maybe a little tiny note from me, but that's it. Nothing else. Okay, we had a question. Do you know the whole what color looks best on you? So I love the idea of learning what colors look really good on you, right? I don't think you have to pay a ton of money to do that. My friend Kendall, the person who I admire when it comes to her own style, who is part of my inspo board, she actually did one of those color theorists. Is that what it's called? And I asked her how much it was. Now, this was in Lexington, Kentucky, is where she's from, Northern Kentucky, and she drove to Lexington, Kentucky, which is like an hour and a half away. Her and a group of friends went. Do you guys have any idea? Don't look it up. Don't Google it. How much do you think something like that is? Now, I'm a very parsimonious person, so I do not like to waste money, and that would be a huge treat for me. She spent over $300 on it, and it was like an hour long. Okay, I know Kendall knows what color looks good on her because she looks good in almost everything she wears before she even did this. So if you don't want to spend the money, I'm not saying you shouldn't. And maybe one day I will do some training and I'll have some of that that in my like toolkit of things to offer. But what colors do you wear that you get a lot of compliments on? Or what color, when you look in the mirror, like, ooh, that's a good color on me, or you just feel confident in it? Those are the colors that I would stick with. So I have this mauve tank, and this is so silly. I wear it quite often. You've probably seen it. I'm trying to think if I wore it for a show or not. I do. No, I don't remember if I do. Anyways, it's just a V-neck tank. It's ribbed. It's from Old Navy. But it's this really pretty mauve, and I love it on me. I held up, I might have it available here. So I get items from clients who are doing closet cleanses, and I got an item from a client. And I would have never purchased this color ever for myself. And when I was holding it up to show the Poshmark world, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a great color for me. And I would have never known. So I think if you just like play around with it yourself, you'll get a good idea. If you want to spend the money, I think that's cool too. Okay, so I do LOL because yellow is hard to pass in my closet. Oh wait, is a hard pass. Oh, you don't wear yellow. Now, Sarah, there are different shades of yellow. Image consultants. I'm very tight with my money, Cindy says, but did treat myself to an image consultant, and actually over the years, I have saved a lot of money not buying things that aren't really going to work for me. That's perfect. And that's what this personal styling course will help you with too. So you're not wasting money. You're not spending money on things that you know you'll never wear, or that you think you might wear and you don't end up wearing, Cindy. So perfect. Image consultant. I love that. I never knew either. So good. All right. So if you want any kind of personal styling help, we can have a 15-minute free consult. You kind of have an idea of how I operate, but I would love to get to know you a little bit better to determine whether or not we would be a good fit. So you can go to revampcolumbus.com to sign up for that free 15-minute consult. And then you can also sign up for Sustainably Styled, which is free. You can also access all the newsletters there in the website. You don't have to sign up for the email for that. check out YouTube. That's where all of the other style workshops are. And then also check Revamp Columbus out on Instagram. I do some styling, like little fun things, thrifted head to toe. New inventories always posted in my highlights. If I'm ever doing an event, I try to make sure that it's kind of advertised there. And then I throw a bunch of things in my stories. So this month, real quickly, before we move on, if you're looking at anything, this is going to be your last 5 minutes to do so. If there's anything in Revamp's Posh Closet, click the handle here above. It'll give you access to all of our listed inventory. If there's anything there you want me to run for 40% off, you have to like it now. You have 5 more minutes to do so. While you are looking through that inventory, I want to tell you about something special, 2 special things that we did during the month of September. This will be our last live show, I think, until the end of September, which is Monday. So September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. I am a survivor of childhood cancer. I lost my right arm to bone cancer back in 1988. My mom says 1987, but I don't know about that. I was 8 years old when it happened, I do know. And so 35 years ago, I lost my arm to childhood cancer. Or 37 years ago. Oh gosh, who knows? Anyways, for the month of September, 10% of Revamp's profits are going to Flying Horse Farms, which is an organization that holds camp for seriously ill children. When I was going through my treatments as a kid, I got to attend a camp called Camp Fantastic, which is very similar to Flying Horse Farms. Flying Horse Farms is here in Ohio. So you can either help give back by purchasing from Revamp today, or you can specifically go to Flying Horse Farms and make your own donation. That would mean a lot to me. But I will do an Instagram update on that sometime probably next week. And also during the month of, and I need your input on this, during the month of September, we were giving away a freestyle profile consult. So a 60-minute consult with me based on or around your styling goals and needs, but you also get a style profile that you'll have access to, and that I'll have access to in case you want any additional styling help. Know that all my styling is done through sustainable fashion, whether that be through items that I've sourced, or we find items that are just sustainable in general when it comes to fabrics and what happens when they, if and when they do get put back in the environment. So if you want to be more sustainable in that sense, I'm willing to help with that too. And I can do styling work virtually, just as easy as doing it in person. So anything else? We do have our style profile to give away. Right now, we were going to do our drawing, unless you guys want to wait until after today's live show, which is going to be about an hour and a half. I'm going to let you guys decide. So here are all of our purchases for the month of September. All of the people who have purchased is in this little basket here, and we'll do our drawing. So, but Sarah says, to kind of end things, she says, my skin tone has a red undertone, so yellows are no good on me, unfortunately. Got you. How did you learn that your skin has a red undertone? How did you learn that? I think I'm going to go ahead and do the drawing now. So whoever wins, I'll just reach out to them either through Poshmark and or Instagram to let them know. But look at all of them. It's so good. I'm so excited about this. I'm mixing them up because the ones on the top are the ones from this week. So we'll make sure everybody's mixed up because this is all of the month of September. If you are here, you have 2 minutes to go into Revamp's Posh Closet and like anything you want me to run for 40% off. And then we're going to do our live show, so stick around. And thank you so much for being here. I hope that you got a little something out of today's show. And if you did, drop it in the comments so I know what kind of benefit this was to you. And if you're on the Instagram side, thank you for being here and popping in. This will be uploaded to YouTube unedited very soon. So thank you. I'm going to go ahead and end on Instagram side. Thank you for being here.